today I'm going to be continuing our series on the how to cook a turkey, and I'm going to get to our, what I guess would be the last phase before eating, which would be carving the turkey. This is the turkey I cooked on the Weber grill earlier today, that I will be carving now. We've had it resting for about a little over an hour. It really doesn't have to rest that long, but works better for my schedule, and this one is not actually for Thanksgiving, so that's why I did it that way. Plus, it's America, I can do whatever the hell I want. The things that you will need to do this activity, you're going to need a turkey for sure. You will need 1 or 2 knives, sharper the better. Dull knives cause more accidents than sharp ones. And you'll need a fork. It can be one of these meat type fork apparatuses. It can be a regular dinner table fork, salad fork, or it can be one of these big serving forks, whatever you got. So I will change the camera angle of the dangle and get you in here and show you how I take this apart. This is a smaller bird than I'd normally do for Thanksgiving. This is my practice turkey, so but it's all the same concept, it's the same idea, it's the same with a chicken or a turkey. So we'll put it on the cutting board here. Oh, you need a cutting board, and then you also need somewhere for the meat to go afterwards. If you have a serving platter, that's great, or you can just use a cookie sheet, something with a lip so that all the juices don't run all over the place. And there we go. So I'm going to pull the thermometer out. You want to wait until after the meat's rested, because otherwise it'll leave a hole for all the juices to run out and run wild. And then basically what we have here, breast, leg, thigh, and wing. So you can think of it in those parts. You're going to take off the breast, you're going to take the thigh and the leg together, and then you'll cut the wing off, and then you'll take the pieces off the bird, and then you'll cut them up. So let's get started. Typically this dark meat will just peel right off. Find the joint. There's our aromatics that we put in there for flavor. You can save those to put in the gravy if you'd like, or you can just throw them out. So there's a wing. Make sure you pull this plastic thing off that holds the legs together that they put on it. You don't want Aunt Edna choking on that thing. That would be a bad day. That just kind of wedges in there. Throw that away right away so it doesn't get mixed in there. Alright, and then we can take this. So you'll see it just kind of separates off on its own. And if you cook the meat well, it will kind of come apart on its own. And you get in there, and then you'll, right at the joint between where the thigh bone connects to the frame, that whole piece comes off. So let's get these off. leg and thigh, set for later. And then we'll get to the breast. This is, if it's cooked well, will be probably your favorite meat for all the folks. So just go on the top here, you'll find that breastbone, and pick a side and just follow it down. If you're cooking this turkey in advance and you want it to stay warmer or stay juicier from drying out, you can always cut the breasts off and leave them whole and then slice them. So I'll do this one for you now. You want to cut the breast off whole and then cut it into smaller pieces, because when people take it and cut it on like this, I'm not a fan of that, because you're going with the grain and it's just going to create some chewier pieces, especially if you overcook the turkey, then that makes it even worse. So you got it off, it's in one piece, and then, I don't know for that, that's America. That's a piece of fat, and then you just,
depending on how hungry your friends are, cut it thicker or thinner. We'll go around 1/4 inch pieces.
and if you do it right, you can transfer it all and it looks like one piece still. Now we'll pull the other side off. Again, find that breastbone. Just follow it down. All right, so this pretty much is done now. There's some little pieces you can pick off of there. I'm not gonna throw it away though, because this is good for soup. And there's still plenty of meat on there, but for the purpose of like a Thanksgiving dinner, you're probably not gonna go through picking all that off now, but save it for later, don't throw it away. So then, same thing. The grains of the muscle go like this. So you want to cut it perpendicular to that, so that you'll get tenderer pieces, especially if you're going to use these pieces for sandwiches. And take a bite out of it, it won't be like a bunch of straws. Same thing, scoop it up. Whoops. Okay. Now for the legs and thighs. Some people, maybe Uncle Carl, Uncle Frank wants to eat that, grab that thing up and gnaw at it, bark at it. That's fine. That is the drumstick. So if he wants that, you can leave that for him. When you cut these apart, there's a joint right there. If you cut it right between the bones, you're not actually cutting the bone, you're just cutting the cartilage that holds them together, and it'll come right apart, even if you don't have a very sharp knife. You don't want to try and cut the bone because you're going to be fighting a losing battle. So, what you do now, like the thigh meat, I'm a dark meat guy myself, so find the bone and just kind of score up against it, and then you're just going to cut around the inside of it. Sides. And save that bone. go in your soup pile. And then once you've got that off, do the same thing. Just cut it all up in thin slices. So if you do want to take a drumstick apart, you can do the same thing. There's a lot of tendons and stuff in here, so it's not that great a meat always, but the stuff towards this end is better. And then you just cut in there, get it started. Just work your way around. The other thing about when you cook it well, it just falls apart and you can just pull it off with your hands too. Save the bones in the bone pile. And then so a lot of this, like this is pieces you can eat, just got to be careful. There are all these tendons. Just like to pull those off by hand. That stuff I would throw away. I'm not even going to save that for soup, because then you got to strain it out. And then you just duplicate that same thing with this piece. Here's the wings. So the wingette really is overcooked and dry. You can put foil on these to save them, but nobody really eats that anyways. These part that's like the drumstick, like from the B-dubs, you can just pull that right off. And that's actually pretty good meat. It doesn't have as many tendons as the full drumstick. And then that's off in pieces small enough to eat. And then double it up with the same on the other side. There you have it. I skipped out of a little bit of the pieces because I don't want to bore you, but there is a 13-pound turkey. We got both breasts and all the dark meat on this side. We have all the bones here, which we'll save and make soup out of. And there's really not that much waste, because even the meat that's left on the bones is going to get made into soup. So, everybody in America should know how to carve a turkey. You never know when you're going to get thrown into the ring. Maybe you're at your in-laws for the first time, and your father-in-law says, "Hey, you want to carve a turkey?" You can't say no. This is America. You can't turn down a contest like that. You should impress them. You should know how. So if you want to see how I cook the turkey, there's a video for that also. Did it on the Weber grill, and there's also a video about to be made of how to make gravy from your turkey. So until next time, stay American and enjoy Thanksgiving.